reckless. I snatch you right out your Lexus. I'm moving blocks like it's Tetris. 100,000 by breakfast. Praying the Lord protect us.
Welcome back. So today we have special guest and NBA All-Star Jayson Williams. Hailing from the Lower East Side of Manhattan, the Phoenix Suns selected him as the 21st pick in the 1990 NBA draft. He was then traded to the 76ers, and then after he ended up with the New Jersey Nets, which is now known as the Brooklyn Nets. In '97, he led the league in offensive rebounds, and he played in the 1998 NBA All-Star Game. His career came to an end after he broke his leg in a collision on the court. After he faced some legal incidents throughout the years, with one major incident that sentenced him to 5 years in prison. During his sentence, he was moved to Rikers Island. Since being released, he strives to help prisoners, athletes, and citizens with anxiety, drugs, and depression through his Rebound Adventure Therapy program. He also speaks out on athlete mental health. Thank you for being here, Jayson.
I love the intro, man.
Right. Oh, Lord. It is what it is. Thanks for having me. I'm not kidding. Thanks, mate. Great job. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming up, man.
Anytime, brother. You know
That's
that.
what's going on.
One love.
Yep. So listen, I want to start by asking you.
Yeah.
You know, you played in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about today's NBA? Is it soft compared to when you played?
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. See, first of all, like I'm never gonna get back on NBA basketball when I answer this question, right?
Right.
Because they're gonna say, "Oh, Jay going against the league,"
Right.
You know. So they find the brothers who are a little lighter skinned than I am, put them on there. But I'm gonna tell it like it is, because I was doing this before Charles Barkley was doing this.
Right.
Remember, I was on NBC.
There
I
you
was the
go.
one who brought the humor to it.
Right.
You know, but this is the difference. When me and Oakley and all the other guys, Barkley, we didn't have no Instagram and this, you know, we barely had cell phones.
Yeah. Right.
So number one was when we saw each other for real.
Right.
You know, it was
You
like,
couldn't
yeah,
type-
right.
you couldn't type
What
all
was
the
that?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we was
fighting
fighting, yeah, man. So like, you see, cause
Off the court, the race, you had fights with Charles Barkley and Oakley.
all of us, man, because you know what? Say you out
gotta
with some
get
chick and
into
somebody said, "Oh, you know what she said about you and this and that." Oh, he said that, huh?
Wow.
It wasn't like we can get on Instagram and be like a studio gangsters,
Right,
You know, so we
exactly.
brought it to the court,
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Or we go around, you know, we New York and New York. In New Jersey Nets, same kind of area, right?
Right.
So we go
Same
bar to
energy.
bar looking for her.
Right.
You know, you can't find them, but you know, sooner or later, you're gonna have to be at the Garden.
That's a
And
fact.
that's when, right? That's a fact.
That's
and
a
that's
fact.
when we got it on. So, you know, Adam Silver wanted more scoring.
Right.
He talked David Stern into getting away with the hand check.
Right.
You know, look, you know, y'all
Yeah, I was
play.
telling him
You know what I'm
about
saying?
that,
Yeah.
though. The
If you-
arm bar.
Yeah, right. So, you know,
Derek
once you put
Harper.
that on there,
Yeah.
you can't move. But
Yeah.
if you do move, I know which way you're going.
Right.
So I can get there.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't touch a man, he's just right by
Yeah,
you.
he
Right.
can shake
You
you,
know what I'm
out your
saying?
shoes
So
now.
a lot more scoring, and then, you know, like the All-Star game, you know, like when we came in, let me tell you a funny story about the All-Star game.
Right.
So my first year in the league, my first two games were Michael Jordan and then Larry Bird.
Wow.
Right, Michael Jordan, it was first game. I'm there, it's half court stretching out, and then the whole place erupts. Mike come running out, and I'm like, oh man. He runs up to me and goes, hey, Jace, you're gonna have a great career. And then the place was, I was like, damn, that was Michael Jordan. Now I'm not.
Right.
Now I got, you know, basketball never made me nervous.
Right.
But now I'm nervous.
Mike
They-
runs up to you,
Yeah.
and I might have to call Cap on that.
Yeah.
Mike runs out and just tell you, you're going to have a
Great career. Me, I was at half court. He wasn't even on the layup line. He came out like 8 minutes late. I didn't know why the crowd was going crazy.
Right.
You know, so make a long story long, he came in at, hey, Jace, you're going to have a great career, right? And I was like, it got for real there. They put me in the first play of the game. You know, when they put me in, the ball came off, should be easy rebound, bounced off my head, went out of bounds, took me out.
Yeah.
That's all right. Now we go to play Boston Celtics the next night.
Yeah.
We're gonna play against Larry Bird, right?
Right.
Now you understand why we grew up.
Yeah.
I'm on the Lower East Side. So on this side of the bridge, you know, we all Julius
Yeah,
Erving.
we know.
The other side is Knickerbocker. They
Right.
all Boston Celtics.
Right.
You can't play bad. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna tear Larry Bird's ass. So Larry heard me say him to the coach, put me in, because Charles Barkley came in drunk as hell, right?
Right.
He was hurting that day.
Right.
So Larry Bird was like, oh, you've been out all night, huh?
Right.
Poof, take that. Then he went over to Rick Mahorn. Come on, Rick, you can't check me. You too big. Boom, finish
Wow.
Rick off. Then he went over to Arm McGillion. come on, Army, you still colorblind? Bring your ass out here. Boom. So I'm the only
Bird
one
was
left.
talking crazy
Yeah,
like
always
that.
talking, man. So
Yo,
I'm
Bird.
saying, yeah, so I'm like, put me in, coach. And the guy, coach, I'm the only one left, right? So he put me in. So I went out there, I said, come on, man, let's go. He gave me a pump fake, man, back in the day. I could jump that high. I jumped up in there, came back down. He said, stupid, bap, hit a 3.
Right.
So I was like, okay, next time I ain't gonna jump. So he looked at me and said, oh, you ain't gonna jump? Bap, hit another one.
How much Bird had that?
Well, let me tell you something.
let me finish.
Hey, Mace, he came back down again,
Yeah.
right? I said, I bet you can't take me on the post. Gave me one of these, run on the post, went around and dunked it. Now I'm running back down, listening to what my daddy said. Boy, you should have been a brick mason. You know what I'm saying? Shit, maybe I can't play in this damn league. These boys is good. So I ran back down. I told him, I said, look, you want to fight? So I just started grabbing him.
Right.
Just grabbing him, just started told him. So now second half starts, and the same thing. Larry started lighting up one. And, lighting up another one.
Yeah.
Lighting up another one. When they get to me at the end of the bench, I started looking up in the stands with the fans. I was like, please don't put me back in.
Right.
Now that's the only punk story you're gonna get from me because I was scared to go in the game to play against Larry Bird. And then when I got to the rookie team, the AllStar Game,
Yeah.
so I get there early. You see I get to the show early. I get everywhere early, want to be prepared. I walk in and Larry Bird's the coach. I said, I ain't seen this month. So he says, nothing. I said, hey, what's up, coach? He ain't say nothing. And then he thought about it. He said, your minutes are on the refrigerator, mother effing rookie. Because that's what he had called me. Yeah. He called me and put the MF the rookie in the game way back.
Crazy.
So, and that's the only thing he said to me. But he said, look, we get 50,000 if we win, 25 if we lose. I want to win.
Right.
Now, I went a long way to tell you about the AllStar Game.
Yeah.
Right.
We got more money, but now, so we played harder. Plus, it was much more pride, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was, look, I heard people say when my mom kissed my dad before he went to work, she knew she wasn't gonna see him for another 12 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we were in the NBA. We weren't gonna see you till we see you in another game. And you got the best of me, but now y'all just, these kids get on the computer, it's like they still playing each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody's friends.
Right. Who is the biggest shit talker now that we're talking about this?
Right.
That you played against? Who talked the most shit that you like?
The dirtiest player was the Reverend, excuse me. Excuse me, Mason. AC Green.
Oh man.
Man, all
AC
the time
was talking
all the time preaching and all the time reaching. Yeah. Yes, sir. AC Green was the dirtiest preacher I've ever seen. That is truth there, man.
Who's your GOAT though? Who's the GOAT?
Who's your GOAT?
Yeah.
Man, Will Chamberlain.
Oh man.
You know why?
Right.
Because now Will Chamberlain was my mentor.
Right.
But he played every game
I heard
of
this story.
every minute of every second, right? And didn't foul out for a whole season in some damn Chuck Taylors.
Wow.
Right?
That's a
These
good
guys
point.
got sneakers now that come from Mars and they have load management. Right? They're 3 or 4 days, day out. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
This dude damn near playing barefoot.
Yeah.
You gave somebody some Chuck Taylors right now, right? They can't wait to get them all.
That's a fact.
That's true.
I seen the one with Michael Jordan said his
Yeah.
first thing, his feet was bleeding in them.
Yeah.
And he played at the Garden, man.
And Kareem
Yeah.
played in the show, Toast.
Yeah, and Kareem too.
Right.
He went to my high school,
Right.
So I saw Kareem one time in Harlem, right? I was like, hey, Kareem, how you doing? It's Jayson Williams. I went to high school. I was in the league. He said, fuck you.
Yeah.
I said, God,
I don't hear no good stories about
I
Kareem,
said,
man.
damn, Kareem.
Kareem.
Maybe
I'm
because you
on
call
my
him-
way to Sylvia's.
Maybe
You know?
because you call him Kareem.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's what you want me to call him. Mel Cylinder?
Lou Alcindor.
Lou Alcindor? But
he
he had
don't-
changed it to Kareem.
Oh,
I
he
think
had changed it to
he
Kareem.
probably would whip my ass out
I'm
there.
about to
Yeah,
say, you
yeah.
better not call that nigga Lou Alcindor, nigga smack
Let's
fire.
try to set him
nigga.
up. Call him.
What do
Lou
you think
next time.
about the comparison? And you're older player, so I may know what you're gonna say. But LeBron and Michael Jordan, what do you think about that comparison?
Yeah, that's-
Being that you played against Mike as well.
it's a comparison that gets me in trouble because like one of my best friends who got me out of a lot of trouble and sent me where we'll talk about later is Charles Oakley, right? And Charles Oakley is like LeBron's nephew,
Cleveland nigga.
uncle,
Yeah,
some Cleveland
you know,
nigga,
and
yeah.
Michael Jordan's his best friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he caught in the conundrum.
Yeah.
So I answer that question depending on how much he feeling that day,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Man, why you say that about Michael? You know, that's the old. Why you say that about LeBron?
Right.
But in the beginning, I think Michael was more of a killer, right?
Right.
See, look, I'm telling you for real. You know, LeBron James is a freak athlete.
Yeah.
LeBron James came to play, but Michael Jordan played every game, right? He was
Right.
like, you know, he didn't sit out. Michael Jordan has not done as much for the community.
We're not talking politics.
But
as
see,
you talk
I
about.
say
Not
that.
talking
I say
politics.
that he
Okay,
get
okay.
mad.
Oh,
so you
are
are
I say the
okay.
same thing
Not
you
right.
say.
talking
Right.
I said the
But he
same
but he
thing
has
you
done a
say.
lot.
That's
Bill
what I
Clinton,
say. I said the
Ronald
same
Reagan.
thing.
We're not
All right.
here
I
for
said the
Ronald
same
Reagan.
thing.
I can tell you something.
I said the same thing. He
This-
don't want to hear
Bill
outside
Clinton,
country.
Ronald
All
Reagan.
right.
We talking basketball.
All right. So this the difference. Michael Jordan be smacking on that gum, right? And you foul him, he'd be like, go ahead, do that shit again. You see what happened to you after the game. See? You know.
Mike stepped there after the game.
Yeah, Mike's after the game guy.
Mike after the
and let me
game.
tell you, after the game, he got the brothers with the feather in the cap. Them old cats.
Yeah.
65 sit at the bar, put one bullet in at a time, you know, drink a whiskey.
Have
you know what I'm
do
saying?
you
He ain't
know-
got no this young
ask you a question.
holding the
Let-
gun upside down.
Let
and-
me ask you a
know what I'm
question. Do you know a story that Mike and these niggas with the feathers in the hat stepped to somebody before?
Man,
Or
you
just
really
heard
gonna
about
get
it?
me in trouble. I seen him. You seen him.
Who they
You
ran
don't mess
down
with
on?
Michael. Let me tell you what Michael Jordan do, man. Michael Jordan used to park his Lamborghini, and we didn't have no Lamborghini. We was just getting off Cadillac going into Mercedes.
Right,
Right?
yeah.
You know? And he'd park his Lamborghini in front of the visitor. So that's us.
Right.
And we had to slide across his door to get in there. I remember we had to play with Kerry Kittles one time. Kerry was like, who call is this?
Right.
I said, I don't want no deal for me because I ain't have to check him. I
Right.
said, Michael Jordan. He said, oh, shit.
Right.
You know? But
Right.
hey,
Kerry
that's the kind of
Kittles? I
game
like
he
Kerry
played.
Kittles,
And take you out in Chicago, take you out all night, right? Because he has,
Lullaby.
he had his own restaurant.
Yeah.
And they act like he up in there drinking water, you know, and we up in there drinking spirits.
Yeah.
Next day, he flying all over you. Not that he had to, and not to take anything from LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, they just two different type of players. They both great. So, you know, I'm always gonna go with my era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My era.
Right. Who is your championship pick for this year?
I'm gonna tell you something. I get emotional when we talk. I was rooting for Dallas,
Yeah.
believe it or not, because let me tell y'all something. Nobody has done more for people that look like us sitting here on this panel for drugs and alcohol and treatment than Mark Cuban. You know, Mark Cuban sees some of stuff, he'll call you, Jay, I got this guy.
Did
I
that
got this
Delonte
woman.
West too, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I got this person. Well, you have to be. Get this person better. Now, you know, the NBA don't do that. Once you finish, I understand that. I'm finished with them. So he'll go over and then you go to the next cat, right?
Is that mostly for Dallas Mavericks?
No,
player, or
it
everybody?
could be for anybody, man.
Anybody.
It could be for anybody. So I kind of put my allegiance toward him.
Yeah.
And then when Kyrie went over there, I was like, all right, we're going to change this thing and it was going to go, you know, the way it is. But
Yeah.
it looks like so far, you know, Phoenix,
Yeah.
you know, and
He's going with Phoenix.
Phoenix looks pretty good,
Can't
but
go with Dallas as
you
much
know,
as everything you said
yeah,
about
you know,
Pop-
but yeah,
Pop-
you know, Mark Cuban's,
that
you
shit
know,
ain't
You
working
can
yeah,
out.
party with Mark
yeah,
Cuban, but
yeah.
you gotta go with Phoenix.
Yeah,
but-
that shit ain't working out. with
yeah,
Kyrie.
but
That
that's
shit
true.
Not going good.
And then I like Milwaukee.
So you
Like
got
Milwaukee.
a Phoenix against
Good,
Milwaukee.
good choices.
Now, who you taking, Giannis or Durant?
That's tough. Y'all got Durant on the show. Giannis been on here yet?
I'm going with Durant.
I'm
no
going.
matter
So I'm
what.
going with
Yeah.
Durant because
I'm
he's been on
going-
the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, we
All
do
right,
Durant.
all right.
He ain't been here yet,
Yeah,
but
right.
that's the whole he's coming up. Man.
All right,
But at the
all
end
right.
of the day, I
All
don't
right.
go against Kevin Durant for nobody.
Right.
That's just me. He dipset and all. That's part of the family, man. So, who was your toughest competition? I would ask you, playing ever. Person who gave you the hardest time.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley. More than
Yeah.
Barkley.
You know, more than Barkley. Look, man, Charles Barkley, I played with him for 2 years, right?
All right.
Yeah.
And I played with Michael Jordan in the AllStar Game. So
Mhm.
I probably had a chance to practice with them both,
Yeah.
right? See, Charles Barkley would fight you if you play him too hard in practice.
Wow.
Michael Jordan would fight you if you wasn't playing him hard enough. You get it? So we'd be in the practice and we'd be looking for Charles. Where Charles at? And then Charles all of a sudden, he'd be on the side riding a bike. And he used to come in with the hotcakes and sausage. He'll put them in there and he'll roll them up and put the syrup in the butter
practice?
and squeeze it. And then just be on the bike while 1 mile an hour, eating it. Once y'all run the floor, you lazy sons of bitches. That's why we can't never win. We ain't gonna never win shit. And pancakes and shit be spitting all over the floor. I played with him for 2 years. He practiced 2 times. And I probably had to get in 10 fights for him. Every time he went somewhere. And I was his bodyguard. Jay, man, you heard what the dude said about me? Knock him out. Then my fine came, then my check come. My daddy, it was just me and my daddy. He'd be like, man, you owe these people money.
So Barkley only practiced 2 times.
2 times in 2 years.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
Oakley.
Yeah, Oakley. Now, Oakley was my guy when I went on the court. Me, him, and Bruce Smith we had Big Daddies. We had Big Daddies is a place that I owned, and we were in there drinking till about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And Oakley looked over at me and he said, hey, man, you best to get home, young buck. And I said, get home? He said, yeah, you got a game tomorrow. So who we play? He said, we play you. I said, what time is it? 1 o'clock. Wow. It's a 1 o'clock game on NBC at the Garden. Wow. So I figured, he came in my place, hooked him with some drinks. He's gonna be all right. Right. It's gonna be like one of the games of today's era. Right. Right. So I walked up to him, I said, hey man, boy, I showed him sick, man. We tore it up last night. You good? He's like, I feel great. So I was like, man, that was kind of something. The ball went up, he said, pow! Hit me right in the mouth. Wow. And then that was on. So me and him just wrestled the whole game. Nobody's watching nothing going on with basketball. Right. It was just me and him just slumping each other on the ground. Nice. But nothing dirty. But just he is the toughest guy. That is. And it's just like when we go to Miami, man. Mm-hmm. Like Miami was never that good. Right. You know how it is when you get from New Jersey, you get off the plane in Miami. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is the last thing on your mind. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? They had like 3 buses. The superstar bus, the white boy bus. That was the only bus that got there on time. Mm-hmm. The guys that didn't play. Right. And then my bus. Right. What
was on your bus? What was on your bus?
Just me and the driver. Trying to catch up to the first bus so we don't get fined. Right.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I in this woman way?